Hey guys, welcome back to Electrical Car Repair Live. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video guys. To any of you having a Hyundai Tucson, you need to remove or replace intake manifold. Stay with us, we'll explain what to do guys. And there is a few things, if you do them wrong, you can actually damage your engine to the point you may need new engine or new engine computer and module. So stay with us and we'll explain what we're talking about. So let me introduce you to the channel quick guys. Every single car we get at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart and we show you how to fix pretty much anything. Why we do that? Simply because our mission at the shop is to save you as much money as we can. All we need in return, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Another thing, if you need to buy tools or parts for a really good price and quick shipping as well, you can check out the link in the description of the video below. That's where we get all our supplies and tools from. So this is the 2.4 GDI engine that we'll be demonstrating on it. As you can see, this is the intake manifold. Now, things that you need to consider. We will need to remove the intake manifold, and here you can go two different routes. One is without removing the throttle body, but in that way you need to drain the cooling system, and if you do that later you need to bleed the cooling system, otherwise you can overheat your engine, or you can just remove the throttle body and let it on the side. Number two, you need to disconnect the car battery, because under the throttle body you have the alternator and the engine starter, and you have two fat positive wires going to the car battery. If you touch them with a tool or to a ground anywhere on the engine, you can see sparks flying that can damage the engine computer modules, and you may end up guys spending thousands of dollars to fix your Hyundai Tucson. So don't do that. First disconnect the car battery, and on these modern cars it really matters which battery terminal you disconnect first. If you do it the wrong way, again you can damage the engine computer and the modules, and if you don't know about that, we have a special video that explains that, and I will put the link in the description of the video below. So let's explain what we need to do. First we're going to remove the throttle body, that way we don't need to remove the intake manifold. So 10mm socket, and we have 4 screws that we need to remove. Okay, perfect, and we can grab the bolts and pull them out. Now the only thing missing here is the intake manifold hose. It's just a hose with one clamp, okay, and you get it out and you get to that point. So you can see you can easily remove it, okay, like that. Now we'll disconnect that connector and just flop it on the side. Perfect. Let's explain what else we need to do. Right here, the wiring harness. Okay, the wiring harness, you spread that tube to the front and pull up. Same thing applies to the other one, and you lift it up. Perfect. Now right here there is another clip that you can use a clip removal tool, okay, or you can just pull it like that. Next we need to disconnect the intake camshaft position sensor, simply by pressing down and pulling out. One right here, okay, just like that. We have the map sensor over there, disconnect this one. Now right here we need to disconnect a few more things guys. Okay, that's where things get interesting. Let's explain now. Whoever worked on it last time didn't even install that clamp. That clamp will be on the let me show you where it's going to be now. This one will be on the purge valve line, so you need to remove it. Okay, it's right here, so you can pry that line out. Careful not to break the purge valve. Perfect. Now we have a vacuum line right here, but in order to remove it we need to remove the clamp, okay, right here, otherwise that vacuum line will not come out because it's too long. So what we'll need to do here, you're supposed to have a bolt. It's missing, okay, but be prepared, you have a bolt there. Okay, we're removing that nut, it comes out. Okay, and now we can remove that hose clamp right here, and we can go ahead, okay, and pull it out now. Okay, almost coming out. Okay, it's gonna come out now. Perfect. Okay, like that. Now right here there is more. Okay, here what we need to do, we need to disconnect that wire, press out, careful not to damage it, okay, and pull it out. Okay, just like that. After that, we need to remove 2 more bolts. Okay, and we have, okay, perfect. I think it will come out like that. We have these 2 bolts that we need to remove. Okay, let's see. Yep, we'll remove it, because otherwise I don't think we will be able to get, okay, to remove that connector. I think this is most likely the NOx sensor here, I believe. Okay, great. Now let's see what else we have here, if we have anything holding. That shouldn't be. Okay, and I think we are ready for the bolts now. So if you look now, we have 1 nut. Okay, so it will be one bolt there. After that we have 1 nut here, 1 nut there, bolt there, and bolt in the middle. So we have 3 bolts and 2 nuts. Okay, with a 14mm, the PCV holes, we need to disconnect it as well, just like that. Perfect. Now let's go ahead, disconnect it. Perfect. Now we'll remove the old dipstick out of the way. Perfect. Now 1 more here. And then we will have, okay, the bolt on the bottom right. Let me see if I can grab this one. Okay, perfect. And the 3rd bolt is in the middle. We might need to get an extension here because it's a little bit deep. So you can see how deep it went. Okay, like that. Now it's on the bolt, but now we need to get a little bit longer extension so we can remove that bolt. Now it's very important not to drop anything in the intake valves, because you can damage your engine. If you have lots of stuff here, like leaves, dirt, something like that, okay, vacuum them. Now we have the, this is the runner solenoid valve wire. We need to disconnect that one as well. If you grab that intake manifold, okay, oh, we have bolts underneath. Okay. And those bolts, okay, let me show you. They're like this, and these 2 bolts, okay, that we need to remove. That's for the bracket that holds it so it doesn't vibrate and it doesn't crack. Perfect. And now we have just 1 more. Okay, to the outside. Perfect, this one is out here. Now that intake manifold, okay, should be loose at that point, so let's check it out. See if it's going to come out. It gets stuck a little bit in the old dipstick, but it will come out. Okay, just come in an angle, and intake manifold, and you can see gasket is right here. If you need to replace the gasket itself, and it's recommended to replace it after every time you remove the intake manifold, because you can easily develop a leak. You just grab the gasket, pull it out, clean everything underneath in that canal, clean everything super good, and go ahead and clean the cylinder head, and you can install it later. But you can see there is major components here, such as engine starter, NOx sensor, oil pressure switch. Quite a few things will be here, and multiple vacuum lines as well. Hopefully the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.